Welcome to the Green Nurse podcast, where we bring you hope and inspiration for growth and healing. We are here to decrease stigma and change the dialogue around what it means to feel good and be high. Hence that H for hope, I for inspiration, G for growth, and H for healing. Before we get started, I have a little video clip for you all, and we're going to start off with that.
We changed the paradigm of healthcare.
The Green Nurse is a holistic cannabis nurse that teaches on the endocannabinoid system and the safe utilization of cannabis and other progressive tools to help people reach a better quality of life.
I'm the founder of Holistic Caring. We're based here in California, and we do educational programs and case management for patients on how to use cannabis therapeutically as a medicine.
We're also here to decrease stigma around what it means to feel good and be high, hence the H for hope, I for inspiration, G for growth, and H for healing.
As the founder of Holistic Caring, I basically oversee the whole ship, and what we're doing is progressive education.
Cannabis actually supports all 11 organ systems, our immune system, and all the neurotransmitter signaling systems that give messages to tell our body to either do something or not do something. Because the plant was prohibited, it prevented health professionals, doctors and nurses from learning about cannabis as medicine.
I want to change the paradigm of healthcare and us paving the way into a new vanguard of medicine. And I'm excited to really bring this into light. There's a company called Cannabis that we're merging with, and we will now be doing global education.
It's about education, it's about empowerment, it's about teaching people how to feel good, bridging the gap from what they're not getting from traditional medicine, utilizing different plant medicines, adaptogens, tips, tricks, hugs, and nugs of information to support and nourish the most important system in our body.
And it's a lot of soul work, a lot of love, a lot of discipline, and meditation. I'm using my life work as a testimony to others to learn how they can be their own hero and then go help heal the world.
And we are, as nurses, the game changers.
And we are the game changers, nurses, cannabis nurses, nursing, community health nurses. We're here to change the dialogue. We are here to change the stigma. We are here to bridge the gap. We are here because we love you, right? So today I want to illuminate one of our community nurse healers, Kellie Roy. I met Kellie way back, I think it was 2017 or the beginning of 2018. I'm not sure, but she's a really big part of my healing journey. Because I was plagued with stigma and I needed to learn. And so I found this amazing, beautiful healer and was able to come to her home. And she was one of the instrumental people in my life that helped me to move forward and to develop the Green Nurse. So Kellie Roy is a CEO and founder of Kellie's Holistic Healing Products, stress reduction and mind, body, soul techniques. She's a caregiver, a patient, an herbal consultant, and she's founder of Healing Through Wellness, which is a nonprofit for health and wellness. So Kellie, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show. We go way back, and I just really want to commend you. And, one of the things that, when I was speaking at the Freedom Rally, when we'll talk about that in a minute, was really thanking the grassroots community and the people that have been doing this behind the scenes underground for such a long time. Like literally, it was your love and your kindness and your compassion and your empathy and you taking me into your home, which is really powerful. And that is what I want people to understand. I want people to understand that there's caregivers in the community that are really helpful, that are there and that are extremely intelligent. You guys you had your hands in the plant for years and years and years. You've been cultivating, you've been making magic in your kitchens. You've been doing this in a way that supports so many different people. So I'm just thrilled to have you on. And let's get to it. Kellie, say hello to everyone. Tell them where you're from and how you got started in the cannabis space.
Hi, everybody. As you know, I'm Kellie and Sherry. I'm just so grateful that you came into my life. I'm so grateful you were like, yeah, I'll come into your home. And we sat in my little meditation room and we just shared that beautiful gift of the cannabis healing and the plant and the understanding that we have an endocannabinoid system and this plant helps us heal. And we want to help other people. Like that was definitely our purpose when we joined. Like,
Yes.
I knew you helped so many people and you had so many patients, and you yourself, you're a patient and I'm a patient.
I was a patient.
So
yeah.
I think we come from it from that perspective first. Like we're a patient, we have that empathy because we know when we don't feel good, how the plant makes us feel so much better. So we want to share it. So that point that you came into my home was like a gift to me, because I feel like anytime somebody trusts me like that, that's such a gift. That's the biggest gift I could ever have, truly.
Yeah.
So
And the
I'm
part
so
that I like
grateful.
to, Kelly, is not only just, through the cannabis piece of it, but as we know, and I've taught and I've lectured on this, is spirituality is the root of cannabis care. So if you really think about the plant, the wisdom of plant medicine, peace begins with me. Inhale, Ananda, right? So we have the ability of using this plant in so many different ways. And I know for me personally, as coming from a patient from the other side of the bed, I was sick, I was suffering, I was dying, nothing worked. Traditional pharmaceuticals failed. I was circling the drain of despair. And once I inhaled that cannabis, the very first thing that it brought me was hope. Hope that there was another way, that there was another product, another option, another tool that could help me. And once I had that hope, boy, was I inspired, right? I was inspired to learn. And when we're inspired, what are we? We're filled with spirit. We're in spirit, being inspired. And spirit speaks to us when we're able to quiet down our mind, right? And then with the growth, so hope, inspiration, the growth, G for growth, growing in health, just like the plant grows. Well, we have the opportunity to feed and nourish our endocannabinoid system, very similar to the way that we feed and nourish our cannabis plants. And we're going to grow. We're going to grow in health. And then healing, Kellie's holistic healing. You are the epitome of it. Healing isn't the absence of disease or illness. Healing is doing the best you can with what you have right here, right now.
Yep. And I feel like that essence of the spirituality, like you got it, Sherry. For me, that's the center of everything. If it wasn't that spirituality and that vibration, I wouldn't have that draw to the plant, because for me, everything's energy. It's okay, what's the spirit guiding me to do with this recipe or for this person? How does the plant want to work with this person? Because as you know, we're all individuals.
Yeah.
And so it's the vibration, as you know, also, like you're an energy healer, I'm an energy healer. We're all this beautiful vibration of light. And the way I see it is we really just forgot because of society and time and prohibition, etc. We forgot that we're a beautiful vibration and we're all connected to this earth. And plants are here for us. All different types of plants. And the energy all around us.
Yeah.
That's here for us too. So the holistic is definitely mind, body, spirit. It's like everything. It's our emotions, it's our mind, it's our body, it's our energy body. And it's if we need a little balance in our body or in our minds, to know that, oh, we have to remember that there's these beautiful things around us we just forgot. And the pharmacopoeia of Europe and the America. I think cannabis was in 1,000 recipes in the pharmacopoeia of America.
Yes.
So like there's so much wisdom in the pharmacopoeia there for us already, if we want to refer to it. But yeah, that wisdom's definitely coming back again. But for sure, it's got to be mind, body, soul. It's because we're all those things. We can't just break it up. We're not just one of those pieces.
We're not.
We have to remember and honor that we're all of those things. And the plant helps us do that, indeed.
Absolutely. Biopsychosocial, spiritual aspects of healing using the wisdom of plant medicine. And when we talk about the endocannabinoid system, right? The endocannabinoid system is the largest neuroregulatory system in our body. It regulates all 11 organ systems, our immune system, and all of the neurotransmitter signaling systems that tell our body to do something or not do something. So when you think about cannabis as a medicine, it's a pleiotropic, working on multiple different physiological systems all at the exact same time. That is why it can work on mind, body, and spirit. You think about our umbrella. when I teach on the endocannabinoid system, I teach on my little umbrella there. And that umbrella is us. That's our body, right? We want to be rained on by multiple different plants, right? And we get rained on by multiple different plants, multiple different phytonutrients, micronutrients, plant phytocannabinoids, terpenes. It's all working on the umbrella all at the exact same time to bring us to a state of balance, to bring us to a state of peace, to bring us to a state of wellness, optimal health and wellness for wherever we may be on our journey. So Kellie, let's get into it. How did you get into this? Like, so what was it? Like, tell us, what's your story?
I'm so grateful that you're like, okay, she's like the epitome of spirituality, because I feel like, okay, I don't have to be ashamed of how I came into this, because it's totally spiritual. Totally. Like,
listen, ready? Woo woo. Okay. I had a doctor in the community goes, oh gosh, the green nurses are a little woo. And I go, you know what, doc? You need a little woo. I need a little woo. We all need a little woo woo. And guess what? Woo woo. There's a book called Woo Woo Works. And it's actually this PhD psychologist who's actually wrote a book called Woo Woo Works, and all of the different woo woo modalities that are out there, he's been able to pair it to science and to research. So that's going to be, I'm going to have him on the show probably at the end of the year because he's really busy, but it's a great book. Yes. So anyway, so spirituality is what brought
spirituality. It came because you can't take the spirituality out of me. I'm a spiritual person. Since I was like 13, I was meditating, didn't really know I was. I would spend my time with trees. Like I wasn't your average teenager. I would rather be in nature with trees. So I've been meditating for a while. And I don't know, maybe like 3 years before I met you, Sherry, I meditated and I was in this deep meditation. And normally with my meditation, it's just, I'm in this Zen place. Like I'm just one with the universe and I feel the essence and I see the essence of the universe and I'm feeling that vibe. But this was a little unusual. Here comes the woo-woo part, okay? I love it. This is not typical. So during this meditation, all of a sudden this beautiful black spirit just popped right in front of my face and said, I'm the ganja spirit. And at that point, like I wasn't really a cannabis user. I had experimented in college. I didn't understand the therapeutics of it. So the spirit had a message, and I don't like to not take a message during meditation. I was open and I'm like, okay, what's happening here? Let me be open and receptive. And she said, you're going to help people heal with cannabis. And in my whole being, like, because my psyche came back down to my body and stuff, I was like, this is absolutely insane. I don't know what's happening, but thank you, spirit. And I didn't believe it at all. Like, I'm like, this is not me. I'm a private duty nurse, holistic healer, but I don't understand. I don't understand this. But it was so interesting. A week later, I visited a family friend and they gave me like an ounce of cannabis.
Well, there you go.
I'm like, really? Just have this ounce of cannabis? Okay. I didn't know what to do with it. So I just kind of kept it around and like, I held on to it one day in the kitchen because I saw it and I was like, what am I going to do with this? And that's when I just kept, not only that, but that's when I just got like this instant connection with the plant. Like the plant kind of let me in and I learned that the plant is a spirit and I'm connected to that spirit. We all are if we want to be, So exactly. I started to get just guided by the plant on how to make things. And so I had my own health problems. So I started taking the things that I was making and it was making me feel so much better. Like I had bulging discs. I had a really long journey with problems with bulging discs. I found my medicine I needed a high CBD with a little THC. And that was really the kicker for me that helped my bulging discs. But I just started to make things and I realized I want to share this medicine. I'm like, if this helps me, who else can it help? So it was like, it's the spirit that moved me. And I just wanted to help everybody and share the magic of this plant. Because I'd never seen anything like it. And I've been an herbalist for a while.
I know.
Cannabis is different.
Cannabis is really, really different. And let's talk about some of the things that you make because I have them and I've been using them and I absolutely love them. The honey and the
honey. That was like one of the first things that I made. It was definitely the honey. That's the first recipe that came to me. So that everything I use, if I like to use the whole plant. So I use the whole plant. And I don't know if you have a different flavor honey, but I like to add different terpenes in the honey. So you might have the orange, and I do like a lemon, but I try to have it like all well-rounded, and I
Mm-hmm.
meditate with it, and I put good energy in it, and I ask the plant to put its energy into every product I make too. So the honey was the first thing that I made, and that's more like a well-rounded effect, I feel. I don't know how you would explain it, but for me, it's well-rounded. It helps my pain.
It's a great way to start the day. A cup of tea with a nice big teaspoon of Kelly's Holistic Healing Honey. Absolutely. And then if you're moving on, you can have your fruit parfait, a little bit of yogurt, a little bit of fruit, a little bit of granola, and then maybe just a little bit of drizzle of Kelly's Holistic Healing Honey. Really good. That's how I use it. Use it as
I
a
think
food
that the
supplement.
world's missing out. Like when you use full plant and honey, it does something different than other roots.
Yeah.
I would just love to be able to offer it like in a cannabis store one day, but it's a dream. The other things that I make are like the coconut oil. So I make topicals to help with pain. So it's like a coconut oil body butter. And I just really started to make that for veterans because my story is like my dad had PTSD, and I felt like if he had access to cannabis, he wouldn't have had so much trauma from the PTSD and created trauma in the family because there was abuse and my family was broken up. So I didn't know my dad, but that's like another mission of mine is like, I want to make this plant accessible to everybody so they can understand, oh, you can use it for PTSD as well.
Yeah.
So that was like one of my deeper missions that I wasn't even aware of. It was subconscious until I figured it out one day by talking to another vet, like, oh, this is why I want to give it away to vets. Because my dad, he had those problems. And I'm just coming to realize that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. So Kelly, we met up again at the Freedom Rally. We were both speaking, and it was great. We got to have a moment of meditation. We sat outside on the lawn while the bands were playing, and we just kind of joined hands and we just took a moment together. It was so beautiful. And then I got to hear you speak. So you at the Freedom Rally, you sat on a panel. Will you tell us a little bit about that panel and what was discussed? Because I think it's a really, really important topic. It was probably the highlight of my night was to watch you guys up on stage talk about the subject you talked about. Yeah.
So the name of that panel for the Mass Can Freedom Rally was Parenting, Cannabis, and You. And so essentially people on the panel discussed their role in cannabis, either as a parent, a caregiver, or a patient, and tie that into like a family experience, maybe something they experience with their children or their parents and how it affects them. And my personal journey is I'm all of those things because I'm a caregiver, I'm a patient, I'm a mother. And when I was younger, I was a little delayed with learning. And I don't even like to use that word because I feel like we all have different strengths and time, like it'll even itself out. So I had some extra help when I was younger for reading and math. And my son has the same thing, but he has more behavior issues along with it. But his behavior issues have gotten so much better because I started him on a CBD regimen about 2.5 years ago. And his temper is like so much more even. So much more even because he just needed some balance in his endocannabinoid system, Sherry, right? Like,
absolutely.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
With a teeny little bit of CBD oil. I have my hemp license, so I make CBD oil. So all he needed in his body was a little bit of CBD. It's full spectrum, so it's got the other cannabinoids and terpenes as well.
Absolutely.
So as a mother, to be able to have access to that is so important.
I agree.
In hemp, it's a little easier, In pediatrics, when you want to use things that aren't hemp, it's a little more difficult because you need 2 providers. And the list of qualifications are much more narrow than the adult qualifications. Yeah. So there's still some challenges in the pediatric arena for, cannabis patients that are under 18. That's for sure. Yeah. But essentially that's what that panel talked about. I talked about my experience from a mother's perspective.
Let's hear it. I want to hear it because it's really important.
Let me tell you, when so AJ, my son AJ, he named himself that. It's a nickname for Aaron Jr. So he named himself that when he was like 1.5. He decided he's AJ. When he wouldn't get his way, it would be very challenging because things would get thrown, his sister would get hit, and it was really hard for him to manage his emotions when things didn't go his way and he didn't feel autonomous. So I started to incorporate, we did some early intervention and we started to incorporate some behavioral therapy and allowing him to feel like he's autonomous more, which helped. It definitely diminished some of his behavior, but that the outbursts of throwing things and hitting was still prevalent. So it wasn't until we introduced the CBD that those are so few and far between now. If he feels like throwing something, it's like a little ball here.
It's a Lego. It's a Lego.
Right. The extremes are like, they used to be like 100 and now they're like a 3 that I can completely manage.
Right.
So it's just, I don't want to say miracle, but I feel like my life is so much better now because he has the plant in his life.
Yeah, just think about it. It's slowed down that reactive response, right? It's helped him to settle in and to process a little bit more quicker because he's not in that the brain is just firing. And just kind of, it's like, I look at it, CBD either dials up or dials down, right? You think about it. So it's dialing down the excitation in his brain that causes him to respond in such a way that us mothers get anxiety over.
Those adrenal glands, man, when they're overactive, it can cause a lot of temper tantrums. Yeah. So I feel like it's really helped his adrenals settle down.
Yep.
You know,
Absolutely.
balance his adrenals big time. Testosterone, he's a boy, so it's a little different too. He's got that testosterone, you know?
Yeah.
Which in a way is like how our species survive. We need testosterone. We need that kind of fighting spirit. You know, the men protected the women throughout our species, and that's how we survive. It's just like instinct, and but sometimes it's misdirected, and we just need to help direct it a little bit.
Absolutely. Okay, so the course of your journey, Kellie, here we are. Whoop. Fast forward. When did you start your nonprofit? Healing Through Wellness nonprofit. Tell us about that.
Healing Through Wellness nonprofit was incorporated, was it 2000? What is it, 21 now? I mean, since this virus, I just lost track of time, 2019. So I think it was about 2 years ago, Sherry. Don't quote me on that, but that's when I believe I incorporated 2 years ago. And It was like, I was so excited. And I just wanted to bring more wellness to more vulnerable populations. But like 3 months later, this virus hit. So it was challenging to do. I mean, I still did things here and there for people. I'm always doing things for people in some way, shape, or form anyways. But my vision and goal for Healing Through Wellness is to bring wellness to a larger population of vulnerable people. That is the goal. That is my intention, and that is the goal. And so I feel like the journey has begun and the doors have started to open up. You know, you're part of it. I'm here right now.
I know. I'm so excited. Well, Kellie's going to be doing some morning shows with us in end of October, beginning of November, which is going to be great. I'm really, really excited for that. Yeah.
So I want to bring in sound healing for people.
Yes.
That's going to be an aspect of it. Yoga. I'm a yoga instructor.
We can do some chair yoga right where we're sitting here.
Yes.
Right. In the morning.
Meditation. So those are the things that, you know, I want to focus on more to help more people, because I love cannabis. It's so important, but all these other pieces also help balance our endocannabinoid system. And they also bring in anandamide, which is our body's natural, you know,
THC molecule. The plant makes THC, we make anandamide, and the molecular structure of THC and anandamide is very, very similar. And it goes in and unlocks the door to the largest neurotransmitter signaling system in our bodies, right? So the THC molecule, just to review, is 10 times stronger than our anandamide molecule. Or another way of saying that is the anandamide molecule is 1/10 the strength of the THC molecule. So it only makes sense that we don't need a ton of it to produce a therapeutic potential or effect in our body, right? Because we make components in our body like the plant, internal endogenous cannabinoids that mimic the plant. When there's constantly the endocannabinoid system is going on and off all day long. So it makes sense that we would use little bits a little bit more frequently, and we would support, nourish the endocannabinoid system with other activities, just like what Kellie's Holistic Healing through Wellness does. So excited. You're doing some great work, girl.
I'm excited.
Really. Yeah, good work.
It's the bliss molecule. And we know when we do things like exercise and yoga, and even if we eat some chocolate, it brings us that bliss. That's when we know we're enhancing our anandamide at that time.
Yes.
And it just so happens we're so lucky the plant brings us that bliss as well.
Yep, absolutely. And we want to continue to bring you all some more bliss. That's why I'm so grateful for Elizabeth Mack, CEO and founder of Holistic Caring. The greennurse has merged with Holistic Caring, and we're merging with Cannabis, which is even more exciting. We've created a free community for you all. So the greennurse Holistic Caring community is free, and we offer a free introductory to cannabis, free patient portal, free patient support group, free monthly webinar, free book club, and you don't even need to own the book. How cool is that? And it's an uncensored community where we are really, we don't have to whisper. We're able to really talk about things and provide experiential learning, and all of our podcasts are there. So we really want you to come into the community. Like I said, it's just another resource in case I ever get booted off of social media or get censored. At least we have a place where everyone can go. So definitely join the community. We would love to have you there. Kellie, any words of wisdom for the newbies out there, for the new people that might be watching? Like I said, Kellie is a community health nurse. She's in the community. She's a caregiver. She's a mother. She's a medicine maker, and she's like friggin' awesome. So if you had any words of wisdom for the new people that are out there, what would you say if they're interested in cannabis?
The most important thing that we can remember is we are already a divine being, and all the answers are there for us. We just have to sit and trust and listen. The quiet is so healing. Nature is so healing. It removes all these barriers and all these illusions and all these unhealthy thoughts. It almost cleanses us. And when we can quiet ourselves and listen, the answers come. You might be drawn to a certain terpene for yourself, a certain food. You might start to feel, no, this food's not good. This person's not good. This place is not good. This place is good. I want more of that. So I would say, remember you're a divine being and you already have the answers. Allow yourself that quiet time to listen and be guided.
Awesome. Kellie, you're amazing.
You're amazing.
You're so cute. We're gonna be doing some more Kellie and Sherry on the morning show coming up in a couple weeks. Really excited. She's going to be talking a lot about the different health and wellness tools that she pairs with cannabis, some of her specialties, and literally woo for you, woo for me, woo for all of us, woo for we. And y'all, you got to remember really what it is all about. It's about living your best life and helping others do the same. We love you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow.